Hi everybody, Jacob Reed here from ReviewEcon.com. Today we're going to be starting off a series of videos that cover everything you need to know for your microeconomics exams. Our first topic is scarcity, the fundamental problem in economics. If after watching this video you still need a little more help, head over to ReviewEcon.com and pick up the Total Review booklet. It has everything you need to know to ace your microeconomics or macroeconomics AP exam. Now let's get into the content. First off, we need a definition of scarcity. Scarcity is the inability of our limited resources to satisfy our unlimited wants. Human beings want a lot of things and there just aren't enough resources to give us all of those things. If there is less of an item than is wanted of that item is scarce. There isn't enough food in this world for everybody who wants it. There aren't enough brand new iPhones for everybody who wants one of those. And there aren't enough sports cars for everybody who wants one of those. All societies face scarcity. Scarcity is the fundamental problem that we study here in economics. We know that an item is going to be scarce if there is less of it than people want of it. Typically, items that are scarce will have a positive price, even if that's a very low positive price. Scarce items have an opportunity cost, which means that you have to give something up in order to get them. In our society, goods and services are scarce. Goods at your local grocery are scarce, but digital goods on the internet are also scarce. And services like a haircut are also scarce. Now, not every item in this world is scarce. If there's more of something than people want or need, that item is not scarce. Air, for example, is not scarce because there's plenty to go around for everybody who wants it. If an item has a negative price, that item is also not scarce. Trash, for example, you pay to get rid of. It is not scarce. Or if something can be obtained without a cost, that item is also not scarce. You should also be aware that already established knowledge is not scarce because it is non-rival, which means that if I gain some already established knowledge, that established knowledge is also available for you. And my knowing it doesn't make it more difficult for you to know it. Now, the reason why goods and services are scarce in our society is because the resources that are used to make those goods and services are also scarce. And every good and every service within our society requires 4 resources in order to be produced. Our first resource is called land. Land are the gifts from nature. It is also called natural resources. It can be the minerals and the dirt and the soil, or it can be the rain from the sky or the sunlight. All goods and services require some land in order to be produced. The next resource is labor. Labor is the mental or physical work of human beings. And all goods and services require a person to work in order to make them. The third resource we have is called physical capital, sometimes just called capital. Those are goods that are used to produce other goods and services. They're often machines and tools. It could be something as complicated as an industrial robot or a pair of scissors in the hands of a barber. And the last resource is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs take land, labor, and capital, take a huge risk, mix them together, and produce a good or service seeking a profit. The owner of businesses within our society are entrepreneurs. And those are our factors of production or resources. And the reason why goods and services are scarce is because those resources needed to produce our goods and services are also scarce. So because we have scarcity, allocating or deciding where we're going to put our different resources is going to involve some trade-offs. If I use my labor to play more video games, I am going to incur a trade-off. And that trade-off could come in the form of doing less yard work. But those trade-offs aren't just in our personal lives. Businesses face those trade-offs too. If Apple produces more laptops, it's going to have fewer resources to be able to produce their cell phones. And so given those trade-offs, individuals and businesses need to decide how they're going to best use their scarce resources. Now, some students will get confused between scarcity and shortage. They're not the same thing. When an item is scarce, as I've said, there is less of that item available than people desire for that item. Shortage, on the other hand, means that the quantity supplied is less than the quantity demanded at the current price. And when there's a shortage, as you're going to learn in Unit 2, we either see the price increase or we're going to run out of the item and there will be none left. And there you have it. That's the first topic you need to know in this class. That's it for now. I'll see you all next time.